What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I got a package in from Nike that I ordered 3 months ago. It's kind of late. As you might have guessed, this was a package from Nike By You or Nike ID. It's something that I actually ordered on, I believe, August 19th, which even by Nike By You standards, that's really late. And the crazy thing is that this is actually from one of their drops that was like one of those special collaboration drops, and everyone else I know who ordered this pair of sneakers got theirs like 2 weeks after they ordered it. I've been waiting for this package for 3 months. Actually, it's been over 3 months at this point. And I don't even remember exactly what I made, so I'm kind of excited to pop this open. So to give you a little bit of background on this, basically what happened was I ordered this on August 19th. It was part of the Nike Levis collection, or the Nike Levis By You collection. And every couple weeks I would get an email from Nike saying, your order is coming soon, but it's a little bit delayed, but they wouldn't tell me why. I saw every other YouTuber who ordered a pair of these sneakers get theirs, like I said, like 2 weeks after they actually ordered it, which is fast by Nike By You standards. And I was thinking, okay, maybe my order's just gonna get canceled because Nike has canceled a bunch of my orders in the past for no reason, like the Fear of God Canaries. And even though I was there at ComplexCon, I wasn't spoofing my location or anything, and I got the shoes legitimately, I got my order canceled. And no one else I knew who was there got their order canceled. In fact, I knew people who were on the other side of the country who spoofed their location who still got their orders. So that was frustrating. So it just seems like I had this weird stroke of bad luck with Nike for some reason. And that's fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. It just kind of sucks because I wanted to get a video out in this sneaker when they first came out. I'm pretty sure I know what model it is, but I don't remember where I put certain colors. I don't even remember what colors I used. I don't even remember exactly what materials I used. And I could have looked at the original email that showed you a picture of the shoe, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise. So 3 months later, we're finally getting into this Levi's Nike By You sneaker, and I'm pretty excited for it. But now without any further ado, let's pop these guys open and see if they're any good. Because I don't remember having a lot of time to actually make these because the Nike Levi's collection sold out really quickly, I think within maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, so I knew that it was going to be somewhat limited, so I didn't spend too much time making these look incredible. And I've seen a lot of really cool designs of these, so I'm hoping that I did a good job, but I have no idea. So we'll just have to pop them open and see. Here we go, moment of truth. Oh, I like the box. Look at that. I realize that the tag in the box kind of spoils the shoe a little bit, but you never know how it's going to look until you actually see it in person, so let's pull this out. Nike By You. You've got this really nice white box. You've got my name on the front. I'm going to cover up the shoe, even though I already showed you a little bit. It says Nike by Seth. It says swoosh on the back. It's got nothing on the sides. Oh, it's got something on the side. I don't know what that is. And then some information on the bottom. But it's a really nice box. I like this better than the standard Nike ID box, which is kind of just an orange box, if I remember correctly. But here we go. I'm excited to see these guys, so let's take them out and see if they're any good. Huh. I actually don't mind these at all. Whoa, look at that. Yo, these are actually kind of fire. I really, really like these a lot. I'm gonna be keeping these. I mean, 3 months late, but still sick. I really dig that Levi's logo right there too. Ah man, I'm proud of myself. I'm stoked on these. So I guess I should give you guys sort of an overview or a short review of this sneaker just to give you guys an idea of what we're working with here. Obviously, this is the Levi's Nike By You collaboration, so you could design all the paneling on the sneaker. You couldn't change the shape of anything, but you could change the color and the materials. You were obviously limited to materials that are used on Levi's pants, like denim and some corduroy. But you could kind of go crazy with the colors. I think you could actually use like red denims or green denims or just tons of different stuff. But I really wanted to go with a rustic classic look. So that's why I went with light wash denim and then normal denim and then dark like navy denim at the bottom. And I'm really stoked on how these turned out. I'm actually really, really stoked on these. So starting off from the toe of the sneaker, you've got this light blue denim around the mudguard area, which has this yellow stitching, which I actually went with the yellow because I felt like it kind of matched nicely with the gum outsole and some of the more tan details. You've also got this super light wash denim in the center of the toe right there. And all this denim is distressed, so it's got this cool sort of worn-in look, which I really love. Of course, on the bottom of the toe, you've got this dark navy denim for some added contrast, and I really love the way that looks. This is so much better than I expected. This is way, way better than I expected. And I don't think it's because I just designed a nice-looking sneaker. I think it's just because the materials already look nice. So, I mean, obviously, you could have made a really ugly sneaker with these materials, but I don't think it was hard to make a nice-looking sneaker. And so I can't give myself too much credit because all the other sneakers that I saw online looked pretty good as well. So it's not just not just because I'm a designer, it's because whoever actually designed the materials and the placement of these materials for the Nike By You program did a really great job. On the bottom of the laces, you've got this nice copper accent, and I decided to go with white flat laces just to kind of keep it simple and also tie in nicely with the midsole itself. In addition to that copper accent, you've also got a copper rivet right up there in the middle of the laces, and that was a detail which I believe you could change, and the only reason I went with copper is so that it ties in with this accent down here, and also because it's sort of a brown, so it matches with the rest of the browns on the shoe. Underneath the laces, you've got this nice light wash denim tongue, and then you've also got this leather Nike Air Max tag, which I decided to put red in the text, which I felt kind of was a nice contrast, and you've also got some red on the heel, so it ties in nicely there. Inside the shoe, I went for a dark navy sock liner, and you've also got this black or dark navy insole with the Levi's logo on the right shoe and the Nike logo on the left shoe. Moving back on the sneaker, you've got more yellow stitching details, which I actually really like now that I'm seeing them in person. I decided to go with corduroy on the lace eyelets. You've got a brown corduroy on the bottom and then sort of a dark navy on the top. Sort of like the Air Max 90 infrareds, how they had a lighter color on the bottom and a darker color on the top. That's sort of what I was trying to emulate with that color scheme. On the midfoot, you've got a bright white leather Nike swoosh, which ties in nice with the laces and the midsole. I decided to go with leather as some sort of material contrast because I felt like too much denim would just be too much, obviously. A detail that I didn't know that they were going to add is the Levi's tag right there. It's only on the right shoe and not on the left shoe, which is kind of unfortunate because I feel like this red is a nice pop of color on the side of the shoe, but I really dig the way it looks. Just below that, you've got the Air Max hit right there in brown corduroy to tie in nicely with the corduroy on the front of the shoe. You've also got these nice sort of randomized distressed details, and I feel like the left shoe is a lot more distressed than the right shoe. I don't know why they didn't do too much sanding on this sneaker, but they did a bunch on this shoe, especially on this side and even on the toe as well. Actually, looking at the inside of the sneaker too, the left shoe has a lot more sanded areas than the right shoe. It's interesting to see. I like how it's randomized though. I think that's a cool detail. I was really going for a sort of tonal look. You had tonal blues, you had tonal browns, and then you had hits of red to kind of pop a little bit and hits of white. And I feel like it came together really nicely. Then when you move around to the back of the sneaker, things do change up a little bit because rather than denim at the top, you've got this corduroy. I figured there'd be some sort of material change, or there should be some sort of material change there. And then I also changed the stitching from white to red so that it would match with the tag on the front and also the Levi's logo, which I didn't know was going to be there. I just kind of got lucky with that. The midsole I kept super plain. I just went with white and a clear bubble because you could actually change the color of the bubble, and I felt like going with any sort of shade of anything would look kind of weird with this upper, so I kept it just plain clear because I just felt like that would look the best. And then on the bottom of the shoe, I went for a gum outsole, and I didn't realize it was going to come out this light. It's sort of almost a yellow color or sort of a half-chewed caramel color. I don't know if that's a color, but that's what it reminds me of. But even though the outsole color wasn't exactly what I envisioned with the shoe and doesn't really fit exactly with the other browns on the sneaker, it still works, and I'm still pretty happy with how it came out. Okay, so I just realized that I actually had the Levi's Air Jordan 4s, but it is kind of cool to see these two sneakers together and kind of compare and contrast them. Obviously, this is a Nike By You, and this is an actual Jordan brand release, but I feel like they're still a pretty similar looking sneaker, and obviously they're both Levi's collabs, so they both use the same denim. Now that I'm looking at the midsole on the 4s, I kind of wish I had gone for a sail midsole. I don't know if I had that option, but it would have looked better with the gum, I think. Also, the tag on the tongue is kind of funny. I forgot that they used red on the Jumpman on this tag, and I used red on this tag, so hey, that worked out. I really like them both. I don't think I can wear either of these with blue denim because, you know, they're obviously blue denim sneakers, so I've got to rock these with maybe black jeans or some joggers or something like that, but I still like them a lot. I don't know how I missed that, but the left shoe has this giant green denim Nike Air tag with the Levi's logo on the other side. The medial side, though, it kind of looks like they hit it with some sort of a machine gun or drill situation because it's like this repeated almost polka dot pattern, which I'm not a huge fan of the more that I look at it, but it is what it is. But why don't I throw these on really quick and give you guys an on-feet look. Okay, so I really like the way these felt on feet. They fit just like every other Air Max 90. For me, that's true to size. For you, it might be something different, but as I always suggest, if you have the chance to try on a pair of Air Max 90s or the same silhouette before you actually buy a more exclusive pair or a more limited pair, definitely do that to make sure you're grabbing the right size for you. I really like the way these looked on feet. I was really impressed by that. Overall, this surpassed my expectations by a pretty large margin. I think these are great. So I went back to Nike's email to figure out exactly why they were delayed, because I remember they sent an excuse email or something like that, letting me know what the deal was. Apparently there was a material shortage, but I hadn't heard anyone else having that issue. I mean, I'm sure there were other people out there who had that same issue. They're just not as vocal on the internet as I am, or the people that I follow, but it does kind of suck because the review that I wanted to put out on these guys is kind of pointless now because no one cares anymore. I still like them. I'm still gonna rock them. I'm still doing this video for them, but the searchability of this sneaker is kind of gone. So hopefully this serves as some sort of overview for you guys if you were thinking about buying these on the aftermarket, because you can actually buy a lot of pairs of these on GOAT and on eBay and places like that. What is kind of interesting though is that everyone designed their pairs differently unless you bought the pre-designed pair, and that means that you never really know what you're going to get, especially not in your own size, and I think that's a really interesting idea. And actually, come to think of it, the Cactus Plant Flea Market Air Force Ones that just dropped that a lot of people were hyped about, I wonder how the resale is for those pairs, because I know a lot of people went for sort of the plain white and red and black and yellow look, but I know there was other people out there who probably went for crazier looks. I don't know how many options you had because I wasn't able to actually get to Nike By You in time to grab a pair, but I'm sure there were people out there who made really crappy designs. I wonder how those are reselling actually. That's interesting. I should check eBay. Overall, the Levi's Nike By You sneaker is a shoe that I'm pretty impressed by. I'm surprised by the material quality. I'm surprised by the actual manufacturing quality of it. It does suck that it was 3 months late. I mean, it's not the end of the world, and I shouldn't complain about it as much as I am, but at the end of the day, when you spend almost $200 on a pair of sneakers, you do kind of hope that you're gonna get it when you're promised it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of my Nike By You Air Max 90 and whether you did one for yourself. And actually, if you did do a pair for yourself, tweet me. Show me a picture of it. I'd love to see it. My Twitter handle is @RealSethFowler, so shoot me a follow, shoot me some Twitter images, and I might actually retweet some of my favorite. But that pretty much wraps up the video for today. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.